What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, I feel like I've been spending a lot of time in Minnesota with a lot of the craft beer I've been drinking lately, just because a lot of stuff coming in rotation have been from Minnesota, so it doesn't bother me any. There's a bunch of cool breweries out there that I've really started to enjoy. But today we're going to be taking a look at a brewery that I've never reviewed before. I think I may have had a couple of their stuff before. I don't recall, because so much goes across my palate. So so today we're going to be looking at the Hidden Temple Hazy IPA from Falling Knife Brewing Company. Just look at that. I think that's pretty damn cool. It's like that old kind of Hidden Temple, kind of retro video game kind of style can, which I think that's pretty badass. This guy is, I believe it's like, what is it, a 7.3% ABV, made with Azeka and Eldorado hops, which I'm going to assume that it's going to have boasting amount of flavor of tropical fruit, maybe pineapple, mango kind of situations, plus a nice equal balanced amount of kind of piney, resiny dankiness to it because of the Eldorado. So I'm pretty damn excited for this one. Falling Knife is out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. If I do recall, they have a pretty cool website going along here. The cool thing about this one, I know this usually doesn't happen that often, but the beer that I'm reviewing today is actually available at the tap room. It's in rotation right now, so if you're over by Minneapolis right now, I think. So yeah, their tap room looks, oh my god, that is badass. So I'm looking at their website right now, and first of all, Hidden Temple is available right now, so you can get your hands on that if you want to, if you head over to the tap room. And also, cool, another thing with the tap room is it's based off rock and roll beer, and they have a buttload of pinball machines there, so that is pretty damn badass. Where they have a line on the wall of just pinball machines. The tap room features a full table service, so you don't have to jump back in line as soon as you order your beer. The front room is a relaxing place to meet with friends or belly up to the bar and drink a few pints of Falling Knife beer. If you're interested in a little more engaging tap room experience, cross over to the back tap room, where you'll note the curated CD jukebox, TVs, and pinball alleys. We mentioned the back room we tended to groups up to 50, so it's a great kind of place where you can kind of either just sit in the front tap room, relax, enjoy your time having a beer, or you can go back with a couple friends, hang out, listen to music, drink some beer, and possibly play on the pinball tables, or the pinball machines, which is pretty damn cool. I think that's a pretty cool experience they have available for people to kind of bring out your inner kid for everybody, mostly adults now remember old pinball machines and stuff, so that's pretty badass. They do that. Of course, they have a beer themed after an old retro video game too. So without talking about this thing anymore, before we get into it, let's crack this guy open and see what this guy's all about. So let's see what we got on the smell. Holy pineapple, Batman. Jesus. Buttloads of just tropical fruit on the nose. Definitely getting that kind of hoppy bite on the nose as well. Getting a little bit of a citrusy note to it. I don't know, they maybe come from the Azeka, mostly pineapple kind of situations with the flavors of Azeka hops, but I think I'm getting a little bit more of a slight grapefruit, maybe a little bit of an orange kind of citrus in there as well. But yeah, smells absolutely delicious. It's going to be a nice kind of sessionable Hazy IPA with it being at a 7.3. It's almost on that kind of mid-range of being almost leaning towards an 8%, to where may not be quite sessionable, but this one is definitely still there, so I'm expecting this to be a nice hazy tropical juice bomb in my face, which I'm going to be drinking out of my untapped pint glass this afternoon. And let's see how this guy pours. Oh yeah, nice and hazy. Absolutely loving that. Definitely has more of kind of a yellowish orange color to it. A little bit ahead, but not really. But looks absolutely delicious. That just... Doesn't that look tasty? I don't know. That just... Yep, this is exactly what I look for when it comes to a nice hazy IPA in color. Yep, definitely still actually getting more pineapple coming through now than anything. Yep, pineapple, again, maybe a little citrus kind of backed off a little bit, but then definitely still getting that hoppy kind of floral note in there as well. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday. Oh yeah, that's just wow. That's delicious. So right off the bat, get huge notes of pineapple in this. Just from the Azeka in there, you'd get a nice kind of like piney, kind of hoppy backbone into it. It's not really enough to where it's a crazy hoppy bite at the end, but there's a nice sweetness involved in there. Kind of maybe a little bit like a mix between like the natural sweetness you'd get out of probably one of the hops in there, given those pineapple notes, give like a slight sweetness from that. But then you kind of get a little bit of like maybe like a malty sweetness going in there. But overall, yeah, this is definitely an easy drinking, absolutely refreshing, nice sessionable IPA for sure. Oh yeah, that just hits the spot. Wow. Definitely start getting a little bit after a couple sips now. That florally kind of hoppiness is starting to come a little bit more predominant, but then you still get that nice kind of tropical pineapple kind of note that is the most predominant like fruit note you would get from the hops that are in here right now. So looking at Untapped, where they kind of show a little bit of a description, but it's not really one. So like I said, it's a 7.3% ABV. And what their description shows, it's an Azeka and Eldorado Hazy IPA with huge ripe pineapple flavors, which, yeah, I'm definitely getting that one for sure. So, of course, my dad checked this one in. Let's see what he checked it in at. He checked it in at a 3.75 out of 5, which, with over 2,704 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.01 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good for sure. So, looking at other people's ratings, this guy gave it a 3.75, another 3.75. This guy gave it a 4.5. This guy gave it a 5 out of 5, wanting to give it a 6 out of 5, saying this is good, and he wants to give it a 6 star. So, and let's see, this guy gave it a 3.75, purchased it at Sheffield's Beer and Wine Garden. So actually, you can get some falling knife stuff in here in Chicagoland area. Looks like this is a little barbecue joint / beer garden off Sheffield Avenue in Chicago. So that's pretty nice that they do that. Well, let's see. We got another 3.75, another purchase from Sheffield's. Another 3.75, another Sheffield's. Holy crap, a bunch of Sheffield's purchases. So that's really cool that if you're in the Chicagoland area and if you're down in Chicago, you can head over to Sheffield's Beer and Wine Garden and possibly get your hands on this stuff, because a lot of these check-ins were yesterday. So people were drinking this over there, and it's a... Let's see. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5. Purchased it at Stanley's Northeast Bar Room, which is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So you can get it over there. This guy gave it a 3.25. Purchased at the Butcher and the Boar, which is another little place in Minneapolis. So yeah, bunch of options to where you can pick this stuff up. This one's 4 out of 5. Purchased at the Tap Society, which is a beer bar / burger joint, which I think is really, really cool. So this one is definitely available to pick up all over the place. I would say, of course, since it's Minneapolis, you can probably find it around states. Of course, Minnesota, you can probably find it in Wisconsin, and then it's coming all the way down to here in Chicago. So that's really nice to see as well. But yeah, overall, this is a pretty damn delicious, nice, solid, juicy hazy IPA for sure. There's nothing really reinventing the wheel about this one, which I don't think that was their intention. I think they just wanted to put out a really nice tropical fruit forward, like tropical pineapple forward. Has a nice hoppiness to it. Just really sessionable, really delicious hazy IPA that would be perfect for summer, which I think it's probably why it's still available, because it's still hot as balls here. So, really, really good ratings on here. When I look at it on Untapped, the tap room looks awesome. I really love the pinball machines, of course. I really like their taps because they're the chef's knives, like handles, the chef knife handles, which just says falling knife on them, and so I think that's a really cool kind of touch they did with the tap room. But you can also, let's see, you can purchase beer crowlers from their shop if you want to do pickup. So you can get gift cards. They have apparel. They have memberships, which is they have the Hefty Handle annual membership, and they have the Hefty Pour annual membership. So the Hefty Pour annual membership is $35, which includes, for me, you can each 16-ounce pour in a... So every 16-ounce glass you would get would magically transform into a 20-ounce pour. So you get 25% around there more beer for an entire year. So only $35. You're getting a little bit more beer at every beer you drink from them. But then they have the Hefty Handle annual membership, which is the Crowler is king these days. We know some of you lots still have a thing for a big container. We don't judge. For 225 greenbacks, you'll get a slick falling knife vacuum insulated stainless steel growler, vacuum's insulated. Okay, so probably like a nice sealed growler, which you incredibly be full with beer at the same cost as the Crowler at the same brand. It also includes a heavy pour membership. We probably going to regret this one. Cool for any example, not guaranteed to be matte black. So for $225, you have the option to get a nice stainless steel, like vacuum sealed Crowler that is yours to keep. Plus, you also get involved with the other membership they have, where you get 25% more beer with every pour. So I think that's a pretty cool kind of little deal, and you pretty much get to fill up your Crowler whenever you want. So that's pretty dope. So yeah, a bunch of options. Of course, you can pick up. What else do they got here? Let's see. You can get Hidden Temple right here. Add to cart. Crowler of Hidden Temple is only $11, which is not bad at all. Not bad at all for a nice sessionable hazy IPA. So you can go over to Falling Knife and get a Crowler of Hidden Temple, bring it home, enjoy the rest of your evening. Such an easy drinker to where it's like you get home from work and you just want to have nice beer. A Crowler of this stuff would definitely hit the mark for sure. So let's pour the rest of this in there. So yeah, really nice ratings on Untapped. A little bit, some of them were more into 3.75, but you had a couple of them that were around into that 4, almost 5 rating. So a lot of people definitely enjoyed this one for sure. So let's start thinking about what we're going to be doing for ratings for this one. But actually, before we do that, of course, I started doing something yesterday. I'm going to start doing my reviews more often by looking at some similar beers that Untapped shows to be similar to this one. So if you may not be able to get your hands on the Hidden Temple, there's a couple suggestions that they would recommend that might be similar to it. So, of course, the first two are from Falling Knife themselves. So you got All Sunshine from them, and then you got Verbal Tip, which I'm guessing they're both IPAs. And then you have one from my neck of the woods, Microphone, which used to be probably, I would say, 3 minutes away from where I used to work, which was a really cool deal there. This one is called Poetic Hustler, which if you're around the Chicagoland area, if you go over to Microphone and you may not be able to get some of this Falling Knife, go out and get some Poetic Hustler. You can get some of that. Let's see. There's Tarpon River Brewing has the Deflated, which is similar. Then Montgomery Brewing has the Red Tree, which they would say would be similar. So it's another 7%, a little bit more of an IBU, higher IBU rating, so you're still getting more of a hoppier bite. And let's see, we got a bunch of different verified locations when it comes to verified locations that sell Falling Knife, so that's really cool. So there's one, of course, Chicago has a few, and then you got the St. Paul locations and a bunch of locations in Minneapolis that are verified locations that sell Falling Knife or have had Falling Knife in the past. So really, really cool thing. So if you're in those areas, I always recommend getting on Untapped. It always is a really good platform for. It's a social media platform for beer drinkers. You could check in beers, get badges, hang out with your friends on there. Just pretty much, I see people like Duchess, Ian, Wintucky, the Typhons. There's a bunch of us on there. So, and plus, if you're ever in the Chicagoland area, you can actually go over to Imperial Oak Brewing. I believe they have the location in Brookfield, and they have one a little bit more south to where you can get your hands on some stuff from them and check in some Imperial Oak Brewing beers as well. So, really, really cool platform. If you want to get on Untapped, link to my profile is down in the description below for you guys. Shoot me a friend request. I would love to see what else people are drinking so I can kind of just keep an eye on what is popular in the area or what is seeming to be checked in a lot, because maybe I can get my hands on it and do a review on it. So that is it with that. But let's start looking at what we're going to be doing for ratings on this one. So, can art. I really like the can art to this one. It's simple. I like the colors, but I really like that retro gaming, like the Pitfall kind of situation, the Hidden Temple game, where you see the alligator, you see the snake, and then you see the guy. So I think that's a really cool kind of thing. Love the retro style of this, having that like 8-bit kind of look. So yeah, really, really cool. Of course, they took up all the real estate they could with this label, which is, I'm always a really big fan of that. And yeah, really cool. I give this a solid 4 out of 5 for sure. Really, really like it. But let's see. If I got this in a flight at Falling Knife, would I get another one? Absolutely. It's a really easy drinking, nice sessionable hazy IPA. Loads of tropical pineapple flavor in this one. A good hoppy bite that still lets you know you're drinking a nice hazy IPA. And yeah, I'm gonna have no problem being able to drink this one super easy. Like I said, it's not doing anything to reinvent the wheel when it comes to a hazy IPA. They just took 2 hops that work well together and made a really nice, sessionable, very tropical fruit tasting IPA, and I think they nailed it. So let's see what my final rating on this one is going to be. So, love the flavors in it, love the hoppy bite, love the can art. Really nice, kind of singular tropical fruit flavors, a nice little change of pace every once in a while. So I think I'm going to give this a solid 7.75 out of 10. Really good. Would definitely recommend if you're looking for just a nice, easy, sessionable, hazy IPA. Yeah, this would definitely be one on your list to keep an eye out for. You won't be disappointed. You'll get it, enjoy it, and like I said, it's not anything that's going to be like game-changing or anything like that. It's just going to be a good beer, which I feel like that's all of us are looking for nowadays. We just want a good beer to drink, and then just if we find something that does feel like it's game-changing, we find a new favorite. But other than that, yeah, this one is super solid. Would definitely recommend it. If you're out in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area, head over to Falling Knife. Have a good time there. Go play some games of pinball, have a beer, all that kind of stuff. Or if you're any locations in Chicago, pick up some Falling Knife and tag me in if you're checking out Untapped and let me know what you think of it. I want to see what other people are drinking as well. Plus, if they check in a beer that I've already reviewed and kind of show their thoughts on it, that'd be a really cool thing as well. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. Also, if you're new to the channel, like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I'm going live to another review. I do reviews practically every single day. So, content is not lacking over here on the channel. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's pretty much it. If you're also not in any of like the Minnesota, St. Paul, or Chicagoland area and you want to get your hands on some stuff from Falling Knife, I know they have drops on Tavour at times, so I always recommend Tavour if you're looking for new beers. You just gotta, it's a little bit difficult to see if there's availability with Tavour shipping to you. All I can recommend is download the app, put in your zip code, and they'll let you know right away if they could ship to you. But Falling Knife does drop on there from time to time. That's how I got my hands on this one. So other than that, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So see if I'm missing anything. I don't think so, guys. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And since it's Thursday, we know what we usually do over here on Thursdays. So I'm going to say it like I always say it, then we're going to do the damn thing. If we're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And cheers, everybody. Let's do this. See ya.